Welcome, welcome everyone. I'm not sure how everyone is seeing this, but I am live. I'm trying to get centered. Let me get this together because this over here, this here is where I want to be. Right here. I am in my room, one of my rooms in my apartment. Um, oh my God, I got to get centered a little bit. So welcome. Welcome. I'm streaming for the first time this year. Um, I'm actually trying to see how everything is going. Give me a few seconds. I know I'm a little late because the streaming was acting up a little bit. So just give me a few seconds while I let everyone know that I am on. Thank you for coming on and listening to the Unlocked Chats. We have some great information today to share with you. Uh, some of your destinations have errors. Okay. So I'm streaming today from YouTube. I'm streaming from Twitter. I'm streaming from two different sites on Facebook and Instagram. So I just want you guys to give me a few minutes while I get this together and make sure everything is working right. But thank you for tuning in to the Unlocked Chess. Pretty soon, I will have viewers that want to be on my show. And in order for you to be on the show, you will have to download an app or come in a different way. It won't just be off of Facebook anymore because I'm no longer just going off of Facebook. Facebook has been giving me a really hard time for the last 2 years. They even at one point stopped me from doing videos for 2 months because I used the word GUN. So right now, I'm planning on getting really detailed in some of the things that I will be discussing on this show, even though I might not be a licensed person for psychiatrist or anything like that. I have been a counselor for over 10 years as a leader in a ministry, and I got certificates for that. Um, I actually had been a pastor's wife for like what 12 years, and I have counseled many women, many families, many children, ran many schools, and now I have my teacher's license in hair and barbering, and I've taught and actually was a director of schools with that too. So I have a lot of experience with hands-on things and things that I can tell you exactly from hands-on what has happened and how I've dealt with situations. And some things I did get some training on. I do have a marketing slash theology degree. Um, I have a business marketing degree and a theology degree. I actually have several license. I'm a licensed, like I said, cosmetologist, teacher, educator. I'm also a licensed prophet and a licensed um, leader in the ministry. So I had to go through plenty of classes for that and much training on how to deal with youth and CPR and things like that. This basic stuff on how to deal with youth, a little couple of counseling classes on how to counsel people without, using my own or trying to use my own. How I feel about stuff. I have to learn how to be, well, when you're counseling, you really have to learn how to be shock proof when you're listening to people, because some people can say some stuff and make you go, what? You did what? But you have to really be shock proof because at this point, you don't want people to think that you're judging them when they come to you and they try to explain something to you or say something to you. So actually, I'm going to give people a few minutes to get on. I'm trying to see if this stream works. I'm streaming for the first time this year, and I am streaming actually on YouTube. I am streaming on, I see my computer is just so slow. Um, I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm streaming on Facebook, three different platforms on Facebook. I'm streaming on Instagram and Twitter at the same time. So just give me a few minutes as I look and make sure that all of this is going through. I am giving everybody some time to get on. Let me see if I can make this shorter. Can I? No, I cannot. Yeah. So just give me a few minutes as I give people time to get on. A lot of people didn't know I was streaming today. So whatever I do from this, even if I don't get an audience from it, I can always share the videos now instead of them just sitting on Facebook and I'm not able to share or say anything about any of the videos that I'm doing. So give me a few minutes as I let everybody know that I am on. So this is the Unlocked Chest. The Unlocked Chest actually began maybe 2.5 years ago. I actually had my son and I actually he helped me to bring out the the Unlocked Chest. You know, he was like, "Mom, just get out there because you are already speaking and you're telling people things. You know, you already helped a lot of people. That is my call to help people whatever way I can. If I can help you, I will. So get out there and do it, Mom. Go out there and do what you need to do. So I started the Unlocked Chest about 2.5, maybe 2.5 years ago, two to 2.5 years ago. It's going strong. I started it on Facebook. I actually was streaming from somewhere else and it didn't work out for me. I tried StreamYard for a second and I was echoing a lot. So now I'm gonna try this again to see if it works because I want to hit several platforms. And yes, if I only got one viewer right now because they don't understand what's going on, the good thing about streaming is that I can take this one video and share it on several platforms after I am through talking on this video. So right now is my first time streaming. I only been on for 7 minutes. I was a little late today because I was trying to get it up and going. But pretty soon I will figure out how to use this platform. But I am for the first time using it and people don't even understand probably what I'm doing. I'm looking at myself on the internet. Give me a second because the words that I am saying is coming across the screen. This is so dope. I really like this. So let me share this. I'm going to share this with my people, my and let them know that I am on. Come on and see me share. Give me 1 second. Let me share a little bit and let people know that I am on. So let me just share to people that I am on, and then we can get started. I have a very good topic that I want to talk about today. I actually want, wait a minute, get on here, click. I want you to send all of that. So let me get on here. I have a topic that I really want to share today. I was talking to my uncle. He's a psychologist, and we were really talking about some things that uh you know get people going and how people um I transform and act the way that they act because of their childhood, their lifestyle. You know, sometimes people don't have patience with people because they don't want to understand why a person is like they are. But if you have a heart and you really care for the person that you're with, you will actually show a lot of mercy and grace because that's what God gives you anyway. And who are you not to give it to somebody else? If God is a forgiver and He forgives you of everything that you do, or He gives you a lot of grace and mercy and you mess up so much and He's not judging you, then why should I judge you? Especially if I love you. If I love you, then I'm going to give you chance after chance after chance to get it right because you never know why that person act the way they act, why that person does do the things that they do. So at the same time, we have to have grace and mercy. We don't have to, but we should have grace and mercy for people in our lives, especially people we love. Um, as God has grace and mercy for us. I'm sorry, I'm trying to straighten up. So, like I said, I see people coming on now. I am streaming for the first time. I am streaming from YouTube. I know YouTube viewers are probably looking like, what is this? I've never seen her on here like this. I'm streaming from Twitter. I'm streaming from um three books, three pages on Facebook, my regular page, my page, Chi-Town, not Chi-Town, Shalita Wright's page, and my unique page. I'm streaming from there, and I'm also streaming from my personal Instagram page and my Shalita Wright's Instagram page. So it should be like 6 streams on here. I'm going from different areas, and I'm just trying this out, guys. Like I said, a lot of people are looking like they see me, but they don't see me the regular way that they used to see me, just on Facebook, and where I can just go down there and push friends and bring them in. I'm gonna have to learn how to use this, but the good thing about this is that I can take this video and I can cut it, trim it, do what I need to do, and post it wherever I want to post it. And that's the difference, because Facebook wouldn't allow me to do that when I had it. Okay, so you know that tomorrow is I think it's tomorrow. No, is it tomorrow? Well, Juneteenth. June, not, it's not tomorrow, is it? Well, shoot, Juneteenth is this month, and that is a celebration for us. So if you're not celebrating, um, understand what it is and why people actually are celebrating. It's Say the Day for Freedom for us, and they finally gave us a day. We get 1 month and a day. Like, come on. So right now, if you're not out there celebrating Juneteenth, people celebrate the 4th of July and all that other stuff, but understand what Juneteenth is. We'll probably get deep into a conversation on that one day. But right now, I just want to let you know, if you're not celebrating it, celebrate it. Usually now jobs are giving you days off. They're making it a mandatory day off, like a regular holiday for like people, like we get Christmas off and we get New Year's off and stuff like that. They're making it where you can get it off. So Juneteenth is very important. If you don't know what it is, look it up and get out there and celebrate freedom. um Also, I want you to remember that I do have uh Don't Be Afraid Tell is out at stores right now. I mean, not at stores, on Amazon right now. You can get it. Don't Be Afraid Tell. It's a children's book, a safety book. It's about child molestation. Children are getting molested at 6, 7, and 8 years old. It's the reason I wrote this book. They do not talk. They do not understand what's going on with them. And I wrote this book and actually paid for a lot with the illustration, that it will touch the heart of youth when they're looking at it, and when they're talking to someone, they can always say, that's happening to me. It'll make them easier for a child to say, that's happening to me. A lot of children do not understand. They do not understand what's happening to them when someone touches them, that they know that's a family member that's close to them. So the book that I wrote actually helps a lot of children come up and tell their parents, look, that's happening to me. Or while the parent is reading it to them, they can see it in their child's face that that is happening to them. So we can help. We're trying to help one and save one. So please, get that book, get it out there, give it to someone, buy it and share it with someone. Put it in your schools, put it in your daycare, not your daycares, but your kindergartens, your first grade, second grade, so that these children will be able to talk to you and let you know what's going on with them. Can you guys hear me? I hope you guys can truly hear me. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not, but um, I want to remove this so I can see what people are saying. Um, More. Nope. Guess. Mike. Banner. Okay. I want to remove this. I cannot see my crowd. I cannot see you guys at all. So, well, I'll be able to see it later. I'm still trying to figure this out. My second book, The Black Sheep Has Two Faces. It is a book on people who have to be one way around one person, and I mean one group of people and another way around another group of people. They can't be themselves because people don't accept them for who they are, or they're being raised to be something that they don't want to be because this is a tradition. This is what we have to do, and you're supposed to do this. So you're going to be black sheep because you're not doing what we originally do. So it's several scenarios in this book. Actually, this book several scenarios in this book. We talk about homelessness, we talk about homosexuality, we talk about um parents having kids and not wanting them. We talk about black sheep, being black sheep. You black sheep because you really wasn't, you don't agree with everybody, you don't fit in with everyone, you actually think opposite or want to do opposite of what everybody else is doing, so you're getting black sheep. So that's my other book. The third book, the first book I wrote, is Life After Adultery. It is on Amazon right now. Get your books. Get your books. That book helps you to know, or helps you. When I wrote it, my purpose in writing this is to let you know that adultery does happen, and if it happens to you, you can choose to stay or you can choose to leave. This is what will happen if you stay. These are these are the things that can happen if you leave, and these are the things you need to do in the process, like get tested, you know, get counseling, things like that. So make sure you get those books. They are on Amazon. So let's talk about today. I see people coming in and out. I don't understand what this is. Like, I really don't. So I'm still, like I said, I'm streaming from five or six different platforms today, and I don't even really know what benefit it is doing right now until after I get off this show and I go to all of them and look at it and see if I like it. And plus I can take this video and share it other places. Now it's not just limited to Facebook. Um so we're going to talk about today differentiation of self and self-scaling. Differentiation of self and self-scaling. Differentiation of self means the ability to distinguish between thoughts and feelings in an emotional relationship uh, system. Differentiation of self and self scaling. How do we think? Why do we think like we think? Why do we come up with the solution or the answers that we come up with in ourselves, and other people might think totally opposite from what we're thinking? How did we come up with that conclusion? Was it because of the way we were raised? Was it because of the way we wasn't raised? We were neglected? Was it because of the abuse? Was it because, you have to find out why you are like you are. A lot of people say, accept me for who I am. People don't have to accept you for who you are. They don't. People have choice. You have a choice. You can be with and be around whoever you want to be around. So we all have choice and we all have preference. But my thing is, people do not have to accept your BS. Right? So if you really truly want to be with someone, or you really truly want that job, or you really truly want to be a supervisor, or you really truly want to be in the limelight, if you truly want to be an influencer, some things you have to change about yourself. Just because you learned it, or somebody taught it to you, doesn't mean it was right. Some people will tell you that pink is the best color and it's the only color in America that's going to make things great. And that's not true. There are many colors in a crayon. There are many colors in the world. And pink is not the only color. That's just a scenario I'm using, that just because you learned it one way does not mean it's bad or right, because the other person is doing it in a whole different way, but you all are coming up with the same result, you're just doing it different. So we have to figure out why we are like we are. why we think like we think, and we can't project or put our way of living, thinking, and how we were raised on other people. Some of us were raised in poor households. Some of us were raised with parents. Some of us were raised without parents. Some of us were raised where we got everything we wanted. Even though we wasn't rich, we was middle class, but we had everything we wanted. So materialistic things don't mean much to us. You look at them and you be like, why is it the money, the money, the money? And it don't mean much because they're so used to being able to just go to their parents or go somewhere and just get what they want or hustle for what they want. But those who didn't have it, then they used to, I got it. Let me have it. Let me tuck it so that I can have it tomorrow, so that I can have more, later, and nobody can take it from me because I had to scrape to get it. So what makes you think I'm gonna share it now? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to understand people, especially if you love them and want to be with them, or you love being around them, or you have children. All children are born differently, they think differently. Even though you raise them one way, they come out and they pick up their own personality. So you have to be able um to understand people, because just because you teach a child don't do this, and they might pick it up and say that they like doing this. So that doesn't mean that you didn't raise them right. It doesn't mean that you didn't train them right or teach them the right ways. It's just that they adapt to that particular way of thinking and that way of life. And so we have to learn how to deal with that. We have to learn how to accept people for who they are, and guide them if they want us to guide them to the right way or to the right thing. But we can't change people. So differentiation of self and self scaling. A person with a well differentiation different oh my god, a person with a well differentiated self recognizes his realistic dependence on others, but he can stay calm headed, enjoy or have enough he can stay calm headed if anything comes in his face. um the conflict, he actually is good and can deal with conflict. Criticism and rejection, to distinguish thinking rooted in a careful assessment of the facts from thinking clouded by emotionality. So a person who actually is operating in this, and they realize they actually have a calmness about themselves. They actually can be grounded. They actually can be learn how to deal with things. So it's like they mask themselves. They like kind of put on a mask. They kind of like, come up with this way of, okay, I found a way to get through life this way. So I am going to, around this person, be this way, around these people, be this way, become this person. But where's the true person? Where's the true, the true person? The true person on the inside can never come out because they're too busy trying to show other people I can be this, and this group I can be that, and this group I can be that. It's better to just be yourself. It's better that people love you for who you are. And if they don't, then fuck them. Don't even deal with them. Don't mess with them. Don't be around them, right? What is differentiation theory? According to Bowen, it involves a capacity to manage one's own anxieties, to resist reacting to an anxiety in others. So you have to, the way Bowen puts it, which is one of the theologists that kind of talks about it, Bowen, if you really want to look it up. Um, he says it involves the capacity to manage one's own anxiety. Do we know how to manage our own anxiety? A lot of us don't. We put our anxieties on other people, or we try to make people feel for us based on how we're feeling. Oh, I feel bad, so feel sorry for me, or I feel this type of way, so you should feel this. I don't like her and I don't like them, so you shouldn't hang around them because I don't like them, so you shouldn't like them either because you're my best friend, or you're my husband, or you're my wife. No, we try to put our anxieties and our problems on other people. And it says to resist reacting to anxieties in others. So we actually come to a point where we don't even really recognize what's going on with other people because we become selfish. We only worry about us. We're not even worried about other people and how they're feeling, or we're not worried about what they're doing, or we're not worried about why they are like they are. All we worried about is why I can't get over it, why I can't get through, why I'm not being pleased, why I'm not receiving what it is that I need to receive. And that's a selfish mentality. You do not want to be selfish. You can be, if that's the type of person that you are, and you are a loner and you're by yourself and all you care about is yourself and nobody else, and you have no kids, you have no family, you have nobody here that you have to care about. Okay, I'm not telling you not to care or just be a selfish person. Some people have to be selfish because people just use them all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you're the type of person that people are always constantly trying to use you, then yeah, I could see you trying to be selfish, but to some point you have to be able to give of yourself, give love, give peace, give compassion, give something, because at some point when you're out there helping someone or you're out there giving out to someone, it actually helps you to get more blessings, or to get better, you know. So don't be one of those, is what it's saying, to throw your anxieties out on others, right? You do have problems. We have problems every day. We face situations every day. Some situations make people want to kill themselves. Some situations make people want to run up under a rock and hide. Some situations make people, just want to give up, period. But we cannot throw our anxieties on somebody else. How do we get through that? Some people meditate, some people pray, um, some people go to the beach and sit there and relax. We have to find ways to get ourselves back in a peaceful state. Peace does not come from other people, it comes from within. And so when we want peace, we have to go inside and find what it is that is not causing us to have peace. I can sit here and listen to 5 or 6 people in one room and still be at peace. It could be 4 or 5 or 6 different conversations going on in one room, and I could still be at peace because inside I have peace, right? So I can always be at peace because I already have it, you know. But when I'm not peaceful, or when I'm stressed out, or when I'm running around acting crazy and don't know which way, what's left and what's right, and what's going to happen, yeah, then I'm not peaceful. And therefore, I'm throwing out that anxiety, I'm throwing out that stress, and everybody's feeling it. And it's like, what's wrong with Shalita? We don't want to do that. Let's learn how to go through and trust the universe, trust God, trust Allah, whoever you call on, trust the Most High, trust the higher power, trust your ancestors, whoever you call on to get you through, because it's a saying. Even Yolanda Adams used to say it. Don't worry about tomorrow. It's just a test. It's not gonna last. This too will pass. It will pass. I understand that it seems like it's long. I understand it seems like you're going through forever. I understand it seems like you can never get past this situation or get past what's going on. But this too will pass. You broke. This too will pass. You lost your wife. This too will pass. You lost your children. This too will pass. You lost a family member or someone that you love and they're never coming back. They died. This too will pass. You didn't get a chance for closure. This too will pass. How will not getting a chance with closure with someone when they die? How would it pass? It will pass by you going in and trying to figure out how to get that peace. And at some point now you can take that you have and give it out to someone else. Start a little league in the name of that person. Start something that you can always just throw out refreshing peace or some type of help or some type of grace or mercy towards someone else based on what you wanted from that person and you didn't even get a chance to give. I understand that some things are, it seems like it's not fixable, but it is. Everything is fixable. Everything is fixable. Um, if you want it to be. Some things don't need to be fixed. Some things you just need to let go and be okay with it. But most things can be fixed. And sometimes it's based on our attitude and how we think about things. It's not even the other person most of the time, it's you. So you have to look at that. Okay, so what is an example of differentiation, separating personal feelings and thoughts from those partners, friends, and other intimate networks? So an example of that is emotions like anger, lust, and sadness and jealousy can override thoughts and actions. Common characteristics of those particular individuals, they have a solid sense of self. They're seeking understanding rather than an argument. Their ability to self validate, ability to self soothe, and tolerating short term pain for long term growth. So let's look at that. So the first thing is a solid sense of self. You gotta have you gotta know who you are, what you're capable of. Know yourself. A lot of people don't know themselves. They don't know or understand themselves at all. You know what I'm saying? Um, Seeking understanding rather than argument or an agreement or just an argument. You want to seek understanding. You don't want to argue. You ain't trying to agree. You're just trying to understand what the person is saying. I find myself in that area a lot. I'm trying to understand because, like I said, I bump heads with people a lot because I was raised different. And some of the things that people do, you just be like, okay, I didn't see it like that, but you were in the streets and you had to do this, you had to do that, and you're just letting me see it or you're helping me to see it a different way. But I didn't see it like that. So I'm seeking always to understand rather to argue or rather to agree. I'm not trying to agree or disagree. I'm just trying to understand why is it that you're asking me this? Why is it that I can't get it right? Why is it that I'm not understanding what you're saying? You have to dig into yourself, people. You have to dig into yourself and fix you. You cannot be trying to fix everybody else. You have to fix you because most of the problem is you. It's not the person in your face. It's not the person around you. If a person irritates you all day long, it's not them, it's you. It's something in you that's making them irritate you. It's something in you that's causing you to be irritated by them. And you know you might love them. I mean, people have kids and their kids irritate them all day long. But that's why child abuse and stuff comes and all of that stuff. But my thing is, it's not the child, it's you. The child was a blessing. The child is here. The child didn't ask to be here. They're a blessing. It's you. It's something in you that's making you feel like when that child gets up and asks for some food, or that child gets up and wants something, or that child gets up and goes somewhere, or roll over wrong, or say something wrong, or want to watch a certain show and you don't want to watch it. You just go in on them. That's not them. It is you. I mean, they might do things, but these are people, and these children are people who didn't ask to be here. They don't know anything but what you're teaching them and showing them. So if you're showing them rage and anger and all of that, that's what they're gonna grow up and be like. That's all they're gonna know. Most of the time, like I said, it's not them, it is you. So you have to dig inside of yourself, seek an understanding of why you feel like you feel. The ability to self validate and ability to self soothe. Do we self soothe, guys? Um do we know how to calm ourselves down? Do we know how to uh if no one cares, do you know how to care for yourself? I'm a big believer of this because I do that a lot. I self soothe a lot. I've been on this earth a good 50 years, yeah. And I've gotten to a point where a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff that I go through unless I'm telling them or whatever. But it's been times that I've been really down to the point where you want to talk to someone, you want your lover to hug you or embrace you, you want your friends to call and nobody's there, and you have to do it yourself. It doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean that they were putting other things before you. It's just the point that God does not want them to get the glory for you healing yourself. Because sometimes when people help you heal, or when people are the hand that help you, then that's what you're gonna look for all the time, that hand. But when you learn how to do it yourself and you learn how to figure it out yourself, then you become stronger and you become a better partner for someone else. You become a better friend. You become a better child for someone else when you learn how to figure it out. So learn how to self soothe. If you got to get in that corner and cry or in that bed and cry it out and then wait for an answer or pray or meditate and get it up there, then hey, you got to do what you got to do. But you need to learn how to self soothe. If you want to be a stronger person and you want to be a better partner, you want to be a better friend, you want to be a better employee, learn how to not throw all of your negativity out to everybody else. Learn how to self-soothe. Learn how to deal with your issues yourself. What is it like Martin used to say on his show when he got upset? He woosah, right? That was his thing. I woosah, and it made him feel better. Waiting to Exhale was a movie. What did she do? They got together and they would drink and breathe. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you might need to go on a trip. Sometimes you might need to take a boat ride. Sometimes you might need to do whatever you need to do. Learn how to deal and heal yourself and work with yourself. Um, I know some of us might need therapy and some of us might need friends and family and boyfriends and girlfriend, whoever. But learn how, if those people are not there, you can do it yourself, right? Tolerating short term pain for long term growth. Short term pain for long term growth. A lot of people aren't disciplined to do this. I'm learning to be disciplined to do this because I'm right now in my journey of shaping up and getting another 30 some pounds off that I want off my body. Um, the goal is short. The short term is painful. I'm sore all the time. I'm working out every day. I'm doing what I need to do to get the results that I want long term. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, okay, well, my long term goal is to be fit, be healthy, be around for a long time for my grandkids and my kids. But at the same time, in order for me to do that, in order for me to be the best health and the best fit possible to look good in the things that I want to look good in and be able to keep up with my grandkids and be around for a long time, the short term goal is to kick butt in the gym, eat right. You know, I stop eating meat. I eat it every now and then. Like I'll eat some chicken or some fish, but I'm trying my best not to do that pork and red meat and stuff like that. I'm detoxing a lot, so the short term goal is painful. Like I do get hungry and I do like want to grab a steak, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I will grab some chicken or I might grab some fish every now and then, but I'm not going to go get some beef or some steak. You know, my guy brought a pizza the other day and I really couldn't even eat it. I ate a slice and had to pull all the sausage off. So I'm just like, I can't do it. Like, I cannot get back into the pork and I cannot get back into the beef right now, and I definitely am trying to stop the chicken and stuff like that. But I'll go days without all of that and just liquids, and then I'll go into fruit, and you can feel the difference. Your body feels more energized. You can feel, you know, my skin is starting to change up. You know, my body, I could feel, you know, rejuvenated. I feel good after I do that. The first 3 days though is the worst because your body now is starting to eat its own fat, and you just, you know, you feel like you want to punch something. But by the fourth day, it kicks in and you're good, and then you might one time out of the week eat a piece of meat or whatever, go back to your cleansing. So I'm doing a cleanser right now, short term. The short term of tolerating short term pain is painful. Losing weight is painful. Being fat is painful. Choose your painful, right? I would rather be painful in pain trying to get the weight off and get into shape where I can be there for my grandkids and live longer and be there for my children and be able to get around and do the things that I want to do, or I could be in pain, being obese and get diabetes and get gout and have my foot cut off or amputated and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that that's bad, guys. It is bad to have diabetes. It's bad to have all of that stuff. But some people it's hereditary. Some people got it from being overweight. So if you want change, sometimes you have to endure the short-term pain. The short-term pain will cause, what did it say? Long-term growth. Short-term pain will cause long-term growth, right? My short-term pain, another thing I would share is, getting divorced. I had to go all the way, like, feel like I lost everything. Short-term pain. But in the midst of it, I'm working, I'm hustling, I'm doing everything I need to do, tired as hell all the time, still able to cook, still able to clean, still able to wash clothes, still able to, do the live show for free that I'm doing. This I don't get paid for this, but this is something I like to do, still going to the gym, still doing those things, but still working hard too, tired as hell, sleepy, feeling like I'm not getting a lot of rest, but this is short term pain. Long term growth would be I will be back, or long term growth, I would be back where I need to be. I would be stable again. I would be in perfect health. I would be in nice, fit shape. I will, be the type of woman or have what I've had plus more, right? So you have to endure the short term pain in order um, to get to the long term growth. What is the concept of Bowen's theory? Bowen's theory theorized that four basic relationship patterns influence families' tension levels. So you got material conflict, um, let's get material conflict. You got marital conflict, dysfunctional or dysfunction in one spouse, impairment of one or more children, and emotional distance. So he theorized that the four basic relationship patterns influence families' tension levels. So a lot of families have problems, right? And out of the problems, I mentioned five, but I'm just going to deal with four. The main four problems of families' problems today that we can all alleviate and start paying attention to is one, marital conflict. When the marriage goes bad, then the whole family starts suffering, right? When you start having marital problems and you have kids, you do not realize sometimes we don't care. We just want out, but we do not realize how bad it is on our children um, when we get a divorce. It's really, really, some kids try to commit suicide. Some kids stop talking to you. Some kids think it's their fault. It's a whole lot of things. They have to choose between both parents and all of that. So at the same time, marital conflict actually um, messes up a family. It really does. And we have to learn how to do better. We need to start going through counseling. I mean, I'm not saying stay with somebody if they're abusive. Stay with somebody that you're not in love with anymore. But if we're gonna do it right. Go to counseling as a family and learn how to break it uh up to, right, or talk to your children about it and let them understand we're still gonna be friends. We're still gonna be this, we're still gonna be that. We just don't love each other anymore. And that happens. That's reality. People fall out of love. They go different ways. They don't want the same things anymore. And it happens. And kids need to understand that that can happen. If you start teaching them or keep teaching them that it's okay, that just take it, just accept it, just this, just that, then they're gonna be in dysfunctional relationships themselves. The second one is a dysfunction in one spouse. So he theorized that the four basic relationship pattern influences family tension levels. One of the tension levels is when a dysfunction is in one spouse. Say one spouse has a mental illness, one spouse is toxic. You got two people married. One of them is calm and the other is not. One of them is a cheater, the other is not. One of them is in the streets, and the other one is not. One of them is a hard worker, one of them is lazy. One of them, this really messes up your family. The dysfunction in one spouse can mess up a whole family. So you have to really be mindful as a parent. Stop judging the other parent and pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to how you're doing it. Now, if you do have a spouse that's mentally ill, then this is the point where it becomes dysfunctional when you try to hide it. And it becomes dysfunctional when they're acting out and the kids don't understand why. The kids need to know daddy has a mental illness, and this is what it is, and this is how we deal with him. You know, mom, they don't have to know mom is a cheater, but if they can see it and mom is coming in with different men under dad and they can see it, then we have to discuss this. This is something that you're seeing with your own eyes. Let's discuss why this happens. Let's discuss that mom and dad are not happy and we have our own relationships outside our relationship. We're only here because we're a family. We're doing this unit. We're never going to leave you. We're going to be there for you, but we're going to have an open relationship. She's going to do her and I'm going to do me. Stop lying to your children. A lot of children don't talk to you anymore because you lied to them. A lot of children don't talk to you anymore because you were dysfunctional and the other one wasn't. A lot of people don't talk to a lot of people. Family members break up and families break up because they didn't understand why that dysfunctional parent or that dysfunctional spouse was like they were, and it wasn't that they was dysfunctional. It's just that the kids didn't understand them and you tried to have what was wrong with him or her, right? Another thing is impairment of one or more children. So you got a child that's born with cerebral, let's just say she's born with um dyslexia, or she's born with cancer, or she's born with some element, something is wrong with her. She can't walk, or she's crippled, or she's um any of those things. It can destroy a family because one parent don't want to deal with it, the other one do. One parent is embarrassed of it, the other one is not. One parent don't want to help, the other one does. So one parent feel like they're doing more and the other one is not. One parent look at that child and be like, that could never be my child. I didn't birth nothing like that, but since I gotta be here, I'm gonna treat her or him different because I couldn't have birthed nothing like that. There's some evil people out here. They treat their kids so bad because of they got dyslexia, or they got an IEP, or they learn different. You don't want to be that person. You do not want to be that parent. Make sure you love your kids for who they are, and if they come out handicapped, come out what they call mentally challenged or whatever, then deal with it. You got kids that are artistic. You got kids that are all types of things, and some of those things are correctable if you eat right. If you take them from a acid way of eating into an alkaline way of eating, a lot of things will change. And I know this personally because I know people who have suffered with ADHD and bipolar, and when they changed their diet and stopped eating red meat and stopped eating processed foods, everything was gluten. They really got strict on their diet, then they were able to maintain what was going on in them. Their energy shifted and changed, and how they deal and do things change because a lot of that stuff comes from what we put in our bodies. It comes from the vaccines. It comes from a lot of things, and we can get deep on that another day. The last one is emotional distance. Kids feel emotional. Families feel emotional once they're separated, and uh, um, that causes hatred. It causes uneasiness. It causes um guilt. It causes blaming, self-blaming. Children blame themselves, the wife or the husband blame themselves, and then they'll say, a husband will say, well, I could have kept dealing with that. I should have just stayed for the sake of my children. Or a woman to say, I could have kept dealing with him beating me. I should have just stayed for the sake of my children. So you sacrificing your own happiness because of the simple fact that you don't want to be honest with your children and say, this is this is what's going on, and we can't be together anymore. And I'm not going to tell you why, but I'm going to tell you that you are important. And while I'm telling you you are important, we're never going to change concerning you. We're just going to do our own thing. A lot of people don't want to tell their kids the truth. A lot of people want to lie, and then they want to use kids and hurt other people. You cannot do that. Karma is a bitch, and that shit will come back on you. I'm telling you. It should. And people tell me all day, karma ain't real. It is. People with low differentiated self depends so heavily on the acceptance and approval of others that they either quickly adjust what they think, say, do to please others, or they uh, dogmatically proclaim what others should be like and pressure them to conform. So a person who has a very low differentiated self, they depend on heavily on acceptance. They always want everybody to accept them. They're looking for acceptance. They feel like I'm never accepted, I'm never looked up to, I'm never, I feel really like nobody cares and all of that, I don't think it's really about nobody cares. They just don't feel accepted. They don't feel that, and somebody could tell you I love you, I this and that, you're the most this and that, but they still don't feel accepted. So they have a low differentiated self. Um, the acceptance and approval of others, that they either quickly adjust what they think, say, do to please others. Have you ever been around someone who might say, "Yeah, girl, everybody come in the room, choose the Snicker or the Hershey." And they'd be like, I choose Snicker because it's good, but everybody else came in and chose the Hershey. And they'd be like, you wanted that Snicker? No, 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 no. I want the Hershey. I think the Hershey is good too. I don't even know why I chose the Snicker, because you're trying to fit in. You trying to fit in. You don't be your real self. You don't be your individual self. You don't, even if everybody in that room came and chose that Hershey, just because you chose a Snicker don't make you a bad person. It just make you different. That you like Snickers and they like Hershey. So what? And if they're gonna talk about you for doing that, and they're gonna talk about you because you're the only one who wanted the Snicker, then forget them. They ain't for you. They ain't for your circle. We got to learn how to let people go when they not for us, when they don't have our backs, when they're not part of our circle. We have to learn how to let them go. Um, they end up saying they dogmatically proclaim what others should be like and pressure them to conform. So a person who has a low differentiated self, they usually pick on others, and they'll tell others, look, I think you should be like this, and if you're not like this, they're gonna talk about you. You got to be more lighter, you too dark, or you should be fatter, you too skinny, or you should be um working doing this and not that, and until you do that, I'm gonna pick on you until you do it. So a person that has a low differentiated self, they usually pick on others, and they actually proclaim them or try to proclaim them to be something else, or push them to be something else. They pressure them to conform into the person that they want them to be, and the person that they really are trying to create is the person in them that they want to be, because they hate themselves because other people hated them, if that makes sense. you know if you hate yourself, and all your life you've been told you was ugly, all your life you've been told you was stupid, dumb, you was a hoe, it's a whole lot of things. Girls, guys, we all have said some things and heard our parents say some things to us that have really, really messed us up. So at this point, a lot of us have been abused so bad mentally, um that we do it to other people. We marry people who just talk bad about us constantly, and then when you finally get up out of that and you're free, you don't realize that you're doing it to somebody else. You have to really pay attention to that, guys. You have to. Self-scaling, let's talk about that. Most of this information has came from the Journal of Counseling Psychology, 1998, volume 45, if you want to look it up. Um, a healthy self ability to confident and comfortably with oneself, even if they are different from others. Okay, so a healthy self differential ability to be you have the ability to be confident and you're comfortable with oneself, even if you are different from your loved ones or you're different from others. You're still comfortable with yourself. It's okay to be a virgin. It's okay to not have 4 and 5 boyfriends at a time. It's okay to be dark skinned and all of your children are light skinned. It's okay. Or your sisters, siblings, and all light skinned and you're the only one that came out dark skinned. It's okay. You came out like that for a reason. It's okay to be big until you decide you want to be small. And it's okay to be skinny until you decide you want to put weight on. It's okay. It's okay. The only thing that's not okay about it is that you can get sick being overweight and you want to pay attention to the things that could hurt you in the way that you're in and the things that you're allowing yourself to be in. So it's not the fact that you're big, it's the fact that being big can cause other problems, so you want to be healthy. Does that make sense? Okay, so self-scaling. In Keir's 1978 book, it consists of 3 functions: separation of thinking and feeling, emotional maturity, and uh, emotional maturity and emotional separation of thinking and separation of feeling and emotional maturity. So you actually want to, for you to self-scale and start figuring out and putting yourself together, um, you got to separate the way you think. You can't make other people think like you. You can't blame them for thinking the way that they think. It's not that they're trying to bow against you or be bad or try to start an argument. It's just that they think different from you. So you actually have to separate how you think compared to other people, because other people were raised different from you. And your feelings, you can feel one way, but the other person might feel another way. Or the job, you feel tired, but the job don't feel you've been there long enough to be tired. You only been here 2 hours. Why are you so tired? Explain it and get a break and go back to work. But do not try to. I've seen people argue like, "Oh, you know what? You stupid because you know I've been here." No, they don't understand that. All they know is that time, 2 hours, should not cause you to be tired. They don't know that you didn't get any sleep last night. They don't know that you just came from another job. They don't know that your baby was in the hospital all night and you hadn't gotten any rest. They don't know that. And it's not their it's not for you to tell them that. But the thing is, we need to separate our thinking and our feelings from how other people feel. We can't think people supposed to feel like we feel. And we can't think people supposed to think like we think, because we all have different brains and I could see something over there playing in a movie and get a whole different concept than my boyfriend would get. He could look and see it and get a whole different concept. We looking at the same show, but we see two different things. And you can't get mad at that. Why do we get mad over things we cannot change? Be happy that we're not seeing things the same. Therefore, you get another view of something and we can talk about it, because two people doing the same things all the time is boring, right? Emotional maturity. We need to be mature. What is maturity, guys? What is emotionally being mature? It's really, really important that we get out our feelings and stop acting like everything is about us. Um, Everything is based around us and about how I feel about it. No, I need to work. I need to get out there and make that money. I don't care how I feel. I need to go out there and do it. And I'm not going to cry about it and tell my guy, "Oh, you the man. You got to take care of everything. Oh, you the man. Get my nails done and my hair." Now, if he want to get my nails done and my toes done, I'm cool with it. But it's not his job to do it. Why are we crying about it? We cry about everything. Ladies especially, we cry about everything. Me and y'all had y'all crying, so I can't say that, but we cry about everything. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. So look. This is the first time I'm streaming. I realize that I see you guys, but I don't see you guys. I see people coming in and out, in and out, in and out. I can see how long I've been on. This is the first time I've done it, so I I'm seeing my pros and cons, what I like and don't like, and I'm gonna figure it out. But it's gonna get better. So I'm gonna stop there. But next week, or not next week, this Sunday, I will come on live again, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream or a Facebook. I think I will stream. I'm probably gonna play around with this and do some streaming, little exercises throughout on YouTube to see if I like it. Um, but Sunday we'll be talking about Chicago, the craziness, the bad and the good of Chicago, the killings, the good stuff, the bad stuff, everything. The intersections that kill you the most. We just gonna put a spot on Chicago because we live here, and actually a lot of my followers are from Chicago. There are places in Chicago that we need to avoid, and there are things that are happening out here that we need to be aware of. So we're going to talk about Chicago. We're going to talk about the violence in the streets. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about, um, like I said, the best places to eat, all of that. We're going to talk about everything. And I will have a special co-host guest this Sunday. So be looking for it. Look for the flyer. Look for the poster. If you enjoyed this, please say something in the bottom of this page. Give me your honest opinion. This is my first time streaming. It's hot. I'm sweating. Um, Give me your honest opinion. Did it sound good? Could you hear me? Did I stutter more when I did it this way? Am I more comfortable? I mean, let me know. I take corrective criticism and I run with it. I don't get mad because people say things to me that I don't like. I actually hear you and I try to adjust. Sometimes it's hard to adjust because I'm looking like, okay, that wasn't that bad. But I have to also look back and go, okay, this is why they say that's that bad. So um help me out. Help me out as I grow and start streaming instead of just being live on Facebook. I love you guys. Peace.